Hi folks, it's Robert Mantell with the Trichotillomania Relief Specialists. Well, this week we're going to talk about something, well, I think it's really a question probably a lot of you share. And the way this came about was, about a week and a half ago or so, we had posted on our Facebook page an excerpt from an email that had come in earlier in the week, a note written to us by a very happy, very jubilant client. And here's what she sent us. This is in quotes. "Today will be 3 weeks, 4 exclamation points. Crazy, you guys are magical, haha. So glad I took a chance with both of you. I totally believe I have control now. It just seems silly now. I'm so excited. I look at hairstyles and haircuts that I never could have done before and can't wait for the day I get to try them." So we posted this at our Facebook community page, and suffice to say, the likes started coming in fast and furious. And by the way, I want to thank all of you who show your support in this way. It means a lot to us, but probably more to people who don't really know anything about us yet and who might be learning about us and what we can do for the first time. It just really helps us get our message out faster, and again, we really appreciate that. So anyway, one young lady, a visitor to our Facebook page named Brianne, asked in response to that note, "How did you get over the urge?" Now, I don't really know if the client who wrote this exclamatory email to us actually visits our Facebook page. She might. So she might answer that question directly herself at some point. But in the meantime, we thought it might be helpful to address this question in general terms. And here's how we can do that. We can do it because the reason this woman doesn't struggle with urges anymore is quite simply because the change she experienced happened for her naturally. You see, our work helps our clients develop a brand new mindset, a mindset in which clients realize on a deep level that struggle against anything isn't actually necessary. In fact, the most natural way to make this change most easily is to realize that struggle is only possible when one decides there is something to struggle against. So our client was able to get this, as all of our clients do. But I think it's important to emphasize that, of course, you can't just tell a client they shouldn't have to struggle against anything. They have to come to their own conclusions about that. And that, of course, is part of the art and science of what we do here so well at the Trichotillomania Relief Specialists. Now, this question of how to handle what might for a lot of people feel like irresistible urges is the second of what we call the 2 twin pillars of trichotillomania relief. The first pillar has to do with control. The question of how is it possible to relatively easily, virtually effortlessly, and totally naturally exert simple, straightforward control over your pulling behavior? Well, it turns out it's a lot simpler and more natural to do than most people think. And what's interesting? We don't even have to teach our clients how to exert that control. They already have it. We just show them where that control has been hiding all this time. And that's part of why, for most of our clients, the change happens so easily and usually doesn't take very long for our clients to start exercising this control once they start working with us. Believe me when I tell you, this control is something they've always had, they just never knew it. But now, getting to the second pillar though, the question posed by Brianne at our Facebook page, how did you get over the urge? I think what Brianne is asking is, how are you dealing with the urges that must be continuing to trouble you, right? Well, here's the answer, Brianne. First of all, as you probably know, the urges you're referring to are the reason most people tell you they keep pulling even though they don't want to be pulling anymore. And you see, struggling to stop pulling, should I pull or not pull? I want to stop but I can't stop. Or I want to stop but I don't want to stop. There's a lot of energy in all of that. And you know what that energy is? It's conflict. On some level, you probably know that as well as we do. Now, this is the well-touted ambivalence we hear so much about, not only from clients, but also mental health and other professionals who work in this arena, and that for most of these professionals is a very difficult hurdle to help the client overcome. How do you help a client come to feel genuinely and thoroughly congruent about their choice to change? Well, you need to realize that it's the conflict itself that's giving you those urges, and that are supposedly so difficult to overcome or eliminate. And see, the thing is, conflict doesn't happen for no good reason. It's a battle between part of you that wants one thing and part of you that wants something else, usually both of which are contrary to each other and nearly equivalent in energy. So for example, part of you wants to pull and part of you doesn't want to pull, right? That's the conscious, logical, rational part of you that knows it's something that's really bad for you. So no wonder you want to stop. That's the part of you that sends you to the therapist to try to get some help for this. But what about the part of you that wants you to pull? You see, that's the part of you that's creating the urge to do it. But here's the thing. The part of you that feels like what it wants for you is to pull your hair, that's not actually what it wants. It wants what it thinks pulling your hair will get for you, and that's a state change. And more specifically, that's usually going to be some kind of relief. And that's why the more you try to resist those urges, the stronger they become, because the need has not been satisfied yet. And even if you did pull, how long does that sense of relief last? Well, of course, only till the next time you think about it, right? So that's why there's no actual genuine relief in pulling, because the cycle never stops. It'll never satisfy you, and you'll just find yourself pulling again the next time you see an opportunity to do so. Now, just to be clear, we know you're not doing any of this consciously. It's your subconscious that's responsible both for creating and then making you aware of those urges. So, Brianne, here's a really powerful takeaway for you. You see, we create our own urges. They don't happen to us, we create them. So then back to this question, how does this client deal with the urges? It's simple. She understands now that urges only come up when there's a need that requires to be met. And usually that need is for relief from stress, pressure, overwhelm, or maybe boredom, restlessness, tedium, that kind of thing. And since she now knows how to meet that need in more resourceful ways, the urges don't even come up anymore. The positive purpose, if you will, for having brought forth those urges has been handled. Therefore, there's no more need for them, and for that reason, her subconscious mind stops creating them. So we here at the TRS have developed a unique coaching method, something we call the Trich-Free Solution, that helps you A, reclaim total control over the pulling activity itself, pretty important, and B, also helps you meet the unconscious need that was causing the urges that make most people feel like they have to pull even if they really don't want to. The conflict's been handled, so there's no more struggle or fighting with yourself. Without question, these are the most important things we teach our clients, and in any of our programs, we get to this just during the very first week we spend together. So not only does this client not pull anymore, there's not even anything left to have to struggle against. Pretty hot deal, wouldn't you say? I mean, that's pretty much the holy grail of trichotillomania relief, isn't it? No pulling and no need to have to struggle against anything to keep from doing it. Now you know why Glay and I really love doing this kind of work. We love helping people find genuine, lasting relief from trichotillomania far more quickly and easily than certainly they ever expected could be possible before meeting us. And honestly, that's part of the fun of it for us. So I hope that answers your question for you, Brianne. Pretty straightforward, isn't it? And while we're at it, I'd like to invite all of you, our viewers, to submit your own question or questions that you'd like us to answer in upcoming blog posts. You can do that at our question and answer page at trich-free.com/Q&A, and you probably see that URL right there. We'd love to know what you think about all this. Feel free to share your thoughts, comments, and ideas with the community. If you're watching this video at either our blog site or on YouTube, we encourage you to leave a comment or a question below. If you found this on Facebook, please be good enough to like us on Facebook. And if you're watching it on YouTube, same thing. Please support our work by liking our video. Please feel free also to subscribe to our blog so you can be notified immediately of new articles or videos when they come out. And usually that's going to be every Sunday or so. And of course, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's it for now. Thanks again for watching, and here's wishing you a great trick-free week.